Video you want to play?
All right, God, yeah, we on. All right, Shalom. First and foremost, Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh Shah,
Barakatah Yahweh Shah,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh Shah,
Barakatah Yahweh Shah,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah
Barakatah
Yahweh,
Yahweh Shah.
Barakatah Yahweh Shah,
Call Allah Yahweh,
Call Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh Shah,
Yahweh Shah,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh Kakadash.
Harakakadash.
Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth, and much love, greetings, and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered brothers, all right, throughout the planet, pushing his word in sincerity and in truth. All right, another live stream. We're just gonna get into the topic at hand, dealing with Esau. All right, Esau is planning to basically enhance his military soldiers. All right, he's talking about upgrading them, all right, and advancing them biologically, so they could be able to have the abilities to basically fight against the Lord when he returns. Also to fight against the Lord's men.
That's right.
All right, this all for him to bring carnal warfare against Jacob. All right, because Esau, he's a carnal man. He's a man of what? The sword. That's what he lives by. All right, that's how he got the world, and this is how he feels he's going to be able to hold on to his position in the earth through the force of the sword, man. All right, so he's going to come against anybody that opposes his new world order, and including the nations that don't want to play ball with him within his society.
Well, if I may say, bro, it only makes sense if you're getting rid of NATO, right, and all the protection that NATO has, you're gonna need something to pick that back up and to counteract if they ever want to come up against you. And super soldiers is a way, as well as the space force. I want to mention also. If you're gonna engineer, you're gonna create a new sixth branch of the military as far as a space force. You're gonna have to have the type of soldiers that can endure that and deal with that type of task. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is what Esau plans on doing. Okay, so
you gotta think about it in a sense of like a movie, because this guy thinks like that. He puts his thoughts right into these movies. You gotta think about it as the most destructive being on the planet that wants absolute power, that has to protect everything. All the little hero movies he do, all the little
The Avenger movies.
you gotta see that he wants this type of thing for himself.
Yeah.
Plus, when you go when you go to the scriptures, you see that hey, the Israelites, the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans are about to get spiritually enhanced powers from God. I need to be able to counteract that. Because I hate them guys. You know what I mean? You can't act like Esau don't hate us. We know he hates us.
Yep.
So he has to protect his legacy and his heritage and everything by trying to do it the carnal way.
Yeah, which is the only way he know.
Right.
That's why he's gonna dump all his money into trying to upgrade and militarize his forces.
It's something like 15.
Now,
it was 15 million per soldier. Now,
yeah.
It was per soldier, right?
Yeah, all his money, billions of dollars, to basically put place towards warfare when you got your own country has a high percentage rate of unemployment, poverty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, almost half the population living homeless or in vehicles.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of people don't have health care, can't afford health care. All these things are happening within the country, but yet you putting all this money, your number one priority is the sword. There's a reason for that, man.
Yeah.
Okay, he understands that the world is actually starting to come against him in his own setup.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna go all out with it. He's gonna put all the money, every source of income and material, any resources. He's gonna put all that into his sword right now, because he knows that his society, or his kingdom, his empire is slipping through his fingertips, man.
Right.
All right. So for us, all right, us being Jacob, and we knowing that our brother is trying to come at us this final last time with the sword, we're going to counter him, but not carnally like how Esau is trying to come against us. All right, we're a spiritual people. So guess what? It's going to be a fight, a battle between carnal warfare and spiritual warfare. It's going to be the carnal versus the spirit. All right, realm versus realm. People, one people versus another. All right, and Apostle Paul, when he addressed the church of Ephesus, he told them, "We don't wrestle against flesh and blood."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because why? Y'all got the scripture, right?
Yeah.
You can get that in Ephesians and also that in Corinthians.
I got that in Corinthians.
So Esau, he thinks he's gonna win because, I mean, it's simple. If I got a bunch of tanks and super soldiers and fighter jets, okay, I got nuclear bombs, I got all this apparatus. Surely I can take these people out. They're just flesh.
Yep.
They're just people, you know. And you got these niggas certain niggas in Israel that's no different than these pro-blacks that put their trust in the sword. They think they're gonna be able to fight face to face with this devil, with this beast. Mm-hmm. No, you're not gonna be able to take them out on this level, man. Esau is gonna win that battle if you fight with that. That's why it's about the spirit, man. We're combating this devil with the spirit.
Can I use this movie analogy? Blade, right? Yeah. How many people was taking Blade out with his own sword? It really didn't happen, right? Because it was his. He knew and wield his own sword. Mm-hmm. He knew a certain mechanism. If somebody else touched it, it would cut their hand off and all. You know what I'm saying? That's Esau with his blessing. That's his blessing. Our blessing is the Yahweh Shem Shah.
That's right. Man.
That's what we call upon. That's our. If you for not for lack of a better term, but just to say it in a plain way, that's our personal genie, not personal, but that's our genie as a nation that we can call upon that will protect us in whatever we need, as long as we're sticking to his agenda. Because it's not like he's not ruled by us, but we're ruled by him. You know, for the greater good of our nation, though. So just to say it in that way, we have an entity that a higher power that's our blessing, but theirs is carnal. You know. Brothers had something.
I had Revelations 12:12.
Yeah, it's a good one. So.
Yeah. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil has come down unto you, for the devil has come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
He gotta fulfill his agenda, man. He gotta fill his belly right now. This is his chance.
And that's not talking about the spiritual, demon or angel Satan.
Right.
That's not talking about. That's talking about the physical manifestation of the devil, which is the so-called white man, Esau, according to the Bible, the wicked. Right. All right. He's coming down with great wrath, man. All right. And Most High, he put Esau up to be his whipping stick on Israel, man. Yeah, that's for you 2/3, man. These creations of these super bots and all that, and super soldiers. What else? What else you call them? Drones.
Yep.
All military. Power, weaponizing the police with heavy weapons. That's for you 2/3, man.
Militarizing the police.
Yeah. The Lord's gonna give us, to his elect men, spiritual power. And that's gonna be like on some next level X-Man mutant type shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because we're not gonna, beat the so-called white man with his own weapons, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be some X-Man type shit, man.
Right.
Yeah, well, and the Lord gonna give his angels charge over us, man. But they're gonna be with us to guide us in our steps when this devil try to come for us, man. And you gotta wholeheartedly trust and believe that. Okay, that's what the Lord is looking for, man.
Yeah.
All right, but like the brother said, Esau he's the sword of the Most High. That's why the Lord is allowing him to do what he's doing right now. He's allowing Esau to mount up and get ready for this warfare with Jake, man. But also, it's all a defensive mechanism because he also seeing not only that Jake is rising up right now within his kingdom, but you also he's making enemies with the rest of the nations too.
Right.
So his warfare is pretty much with everybody. Like, you know what? Well, fuck y'all. We gonna beef this sword up, this technology, our military, our force, and we gonna basically protect our new world order, man. And anybody that's not down with it, then hey, we gonna make war with you, man.
Because I want to say like this, you got to remember, how did America get renowned for the military? By fighting in wars.
Yep.
By going in places and bombing the shit out of them, killing them down, whatever they do. In the history.
Basically, just flexing their muscle.
Flexing the muscle, taking the resources, and it's too strong to stop them. So this is what it's all about. So Trump is like, hey, we got this, our backs against the wall. We got to come out guns blazing.
Yeah.
So he's putting the money all into it.
We got to think about extraterrestrial forces coming down to take us out. We got these guys, these black Hebrew Israelites down there, making a ruckus.
Yep.
Talking about how we're going to get overthrown and it's going to be nuclear warfare. You got
Black Lives Matter,
these black radical groups.
New Black Panther Party.
You got all this going on, and then you got Iran, and you got Syria, and you got China, you got
Russia.
India, you got Russia. So basically, he's like, we finna mount up. We finna put all this money into our force.
Yep.
They got to get as carnal as they can get right now, man. Not understanding that the Most High is setting this devil up for the ultimate pitfall, man. By causing all this, he got the whole world basically despising his ass, man. So he's angry. That's why he's coming down having great wrath right now. Let me get this real quick in Psalm 17:13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked. And we know that that sword is being furbished right now, man. Like it says, was that Ezekiel the 21st chapter? A sword is being furbished, is being sharpened. Well, that's what Esau's trying to do right now, man. The elites is giving them the okay, the green light to go ahead and militarize everything. All right. Even the FDA, the CDC, all that is militarized, man.
It's all
the police, all levels of law enforcement,
Social
security department, everything is militarized, man.
Yep.
You know.
And it all fits the agenda of what the Georgia Guidestone, which is the elites, so to speak, that's written in stone that they want to depopulate the earth. So fuck it, war is a good way to do it.
Yep. And then what they do is, like the pestilence, and they want to blame it on the Russians or blame it on these other countries to give the people behind them to go to war with these other countries.
Hey,
and it's all propaganda that America's been doing in every war that they started. Like the weapons of mass destruction, the Gulf War, World War One. Even with World War II, with that they knew that they were going to bomb Pearl Harbor, but So it's Esau's getting everything prepared right now to go to war, basically with the world, because their allies they're cutting all their ties with the allies. They're putting tariffs on all these countries, so they already know what time it is. They're going to back these other countries in a corner and give them no choice but to fight.
And when that's happening in America, it's falling by the wayside, man. You're gonna have states that's gonna go up against the U.S. government. It's like back in the Civil War, man. All that shit's gonna repeat, man.
Yep.
You're gonna have total chaos in the streets of America.
Real quick, I want to bring up just kind of highlight this article. It's not. It's still got. It's just something.
Make sure that other one.
This is back in July 2014. It said genetically modified blood cells to protect tomorrow's soldiers from bioweapons. Why? Because bioweapons are gonna be used. you're probably going to use them right on the population of America to put them into submission for a new world order.
Yep.
You know, but also
Yeah.
to get
They tested a lot of these bioweapons on these African countries. And I think that I read something or saw something that they were doing that now.
yeah.
And they give them some kind of vaccination
Mhm.
to kind of act like it's going to counter it. But
They
Esau's
know if they don't give them the proper dose.
Esau's a mad scientist, and he's in a lab 24/7 trying to figure out a way to continue to reign and kill you Jakes.
Mhm.
Man,
Now you can look that up. You know, I kind of read it, and you know the title of it. So,
we keep that. I got the other article.
yeah.
That's the other one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here we go. It says, could science fiction super soldiers, become reality after extreme U.S. military tests?
The biggest movies out right now are these superhero movies. These Marvel and DC comic movies, all these superheroes and superpowers. Yeah, the men of the Lord are gonna get those superpowers. So Esau has to have. If you notice in these movies, villains have that type of superpower as well. Go back to movies like Kick-Ass. A lot of the villains have powers and shit too.
But in a lot of these movies, they're talking about the same stuff we're talking about: destruction, end of the world, nuclear bombs, EMPs. It's always a antagonist and a protagonist trying to protect the people from this antagonist that wants to rule the world and kill off everybody. So it's the same thing. Okay, back to the article. Captain America, Deadpool, Wolverine, 3 fictional characters with superhuman bodies boosted.
You know, it's a whole big crime scene. Then the news comes and report. This already happened, man. It's already got all of it. So
This is a temperature test to see if the people are paying attention and care.
They get the facts and how they want to give you the story after it's already happened.
And they always make it seem like, oh, it's a possibility. No, it's reality, like the brother just said. You know, in the near future, this could be a reality.
Yeah, the near future was introduced and ready to be introduced to you.
But you already done it.
Mm-hmm.
It already.
You sort of bring shit up in there already.
They'll have a prototype.
Exactly.
They'll have a prototype, and right now, but when they come out with it, they got a whole lineup.
Hey, they did that at Iron Man. That was in Iron Man when he was trying to sell them.
Mm-hmm.
So and then when you go to like these car shows, they'll come out with a concept car, right? That's a prototype. But come, to the 2023 Chrysler spaceship, whatever they have, and then by 2020, the shit will be ready. You know what I mean? They'll have them ready to go. So we already know how you work, Esau. We already know. You know you got this shit ready to go.
and not ignorance of Satan's devices.
Right.
According to funding opportunity documents from United States Special Operations Command, the primary emphasis of the USSOCOM Biomedical Human Performance and Kane Research Program is to identify and to develop techniques for early intervention in life-threatening injuries, prolonged field care, human performance optimization,
Is that pre-crime? Is that what they said?
and canine medicine performance. If that sounds like the U.S. government is planning to research ways to engineer an army of super soldiers.
Bro, they've been working on super soldiers since like World War II, I think.
Yeah. Hey, when
the Germans.
They said it, Captain America. It was,
World War II.
Yeah. You've been doing this, man.
Yeah.
Super soldiers and souped up fighter dogs. That's because they are. Which could give
fighter dogs.
They just got a movie called. They have a movie with some kind of some
dog. That robotic dog.
It's a robotic dog that can do all this type of stuff.
Run up to a certain mile per hour. It can make a leap.
Just like they showed in Black Mirror with that little dog.
Those little dogs that would explode and all that shit. Kill you.
They were like those little dogs were like hunting devices.
Hunting dogs. Robotic dogs.
Yeah. So they show you this stuff, in the movies, in these shows. It's all around you, but you gotta have your spiritual eyes open to see it.
The people that this stuff is gonna be used on You watch all these movies and shows, and you just entertained. You don't realize this shit run up to you, and pop right in your face, man. It warns you in these movies.
Yep.
You know.
I got a precept real quick. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 11, verse 17 and 18. For thy almighty hand that made the world of matter without form, one and not means to send among them a multitude of bears or fierce lions or unknown wild beasts full of rage, newly created, breathing out either a fiery vapor or filthy scents of scattered smoke.
As biohazard weapons could be, that part, as well as the fire could be a flamethrower, like literally. But there's no dragons like that breathing fire that they're talking about. As far as in commonplace America, it's more common for it to be a robotic weapon that can do that. You know, a robotic animal that can do that.
Or shooting horrible sparkles out of their eyes.
Whether that's lasers, whether that's bullets, whether that's pop, you know, like that. What was the little that when they had the little drones, the little mini drones. That
Oh yeah.
You know, Esau, man, he's trying to get it perfect, man.
Yeah.
And they show it in movies like The Minority Report and stuff like that, when they had a little ant with ants, little spiders, whatever, going under the doors, checking, you know.
Yeah.
You know,
Esau's trying to get everything.
Sentinels,
When the ship pops off, Esau's trying to have everything covered.
yeah.
Where I got these niggas in the ghetto covered through this.
Yeah.
I got these rich white folks up here covered. You know, I got these
Backwoods.
everyone's covered. Esau's trying to get everyone covered. Mainly the men of the Lord.
Yeah.
You're trying to get the outer space covered.
Yeah.
Yeah. He gonna come down with great wrath, knowing he gonna cover all bases, man.
Because he knows y'all trying the angels coming back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I did an article on Zero Hedge. It has a picture of a drawn picture, artist picture or whatever of Trump and his wife like up in somewhere up in space on a planet or some shit, and Trump got like a phaser gun or some shit, and you see like alien tentacles in it and shit. You know, which they talking about the angels. You know,
Yeah.
But yeah, they know, man. They know the Lord is coming closer and closer to the earth, man. You know, they got to get prepared, man. You know,
Get ready for warfare, man. You know,
which could give the U.S. the edge on enemy countries in covert spy situations or on the battlefield. The U.S. government plans to spend $15 million on bioenhancement studies that could see soldiers engineered to require a fraction of the normal amount of sleep.
That's a lot of money for research. 15 million in research. So that they're putting the money behind that. And when Trump complained like, yeah, we didn't get the military funding we wanted back when they signed something else. I know they did get the military funding. They didn't get the money for the wall or something like that we wanted a while back. Like earlier this year, I think, or the end of last year. Yeah, bro.
Require a fraction of the normal amount of sleep and other human performance optimization factors such as
in the Bourne movies, they had meds, chems, as they called them, to help them with their strength, to help them with their sleep, to help them with mental clarity,
and endurance,
all them things. So Esau's doing.
Now, you want to make it like just like how the scriptures tell you that we wait upon the Lord, we shall run and not faint. Esau's trying to create that for himself.
He's trying to do it.
You know, that's what he's trying to, the ability he's trying to open to his angels, the devil and his angels. That's how you know this is gonna be that warfare that's gonna happen, man.
The Most High is building up beautiful.
Yeah.
I got that script real quick. I have to read it. Isaiah 40 and 31. But they that wait upon the Lord, Yahweh, shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint.
Yeah. You know, we able to fly.
They're gonna be like robots.
Flash.
And you know they're gonna have a chip.
Yeah, that's the main thing that's gonna have them channeled, through that device.
Because when you feel tired, that chip gonna make you spark right back up.
They're gonna put it in their brains for the most part. They're gonna put them chips in those soldiers' heads because it's gonna be able to control their mind.
So you know, movie upgrade.
Yeah.
Because you know how they say
that's in there with a Manchurian candidate as well.
Because you know how they say we don't use only a certain percentage of our minds. The Esau's trying to tap in that to use that.
But you have to keep it under control, so you don't have that device, that tracking device in it as well.
Like you said, like they envy the power that the men of the Lord are going to give. The Lord's going to give us the ability to use 100% of our minds.
And why? What else is it talking about when the Lord says when they shall? Matter of fact, get it Isaiah 59. They shall come upon us as a flood.
And right here, 59.
Isaiah 59 and 19.
Isaiah 59 and 19. It says, So they that, so shall they fear the name of the Lord Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun, when the enemy shall come in like a flood.
When the enemy shall come in like a flood. And this is how he plans to come down on us, man. Super soldiers and his military, foreign troops. All right. This is how they plan to come down on you tribes, man.
Yeah.
He's trying to get enhanced and ready. Like you can't combat him if you don't have the spirit of the Lord, man.
It is.
That's he's making it to where it's not going to be fair unless you have the spirit of the Lord. That's why ultimately only those that's going to make it through this are those who the Lord is going to be protecting in that day. And he's the one that's going to, the brother's about to read it.
It says, the spirit of the Lord Yahweh shall lift up a standard against
him. He's going to lift up that standard against their ass, man. Right now, we're lifting up the standard with this.
Yep.
Right now, this is the standard that is being lifted right now. And you read that in Isaiah the 13th chapter. We're fanning the hand, we're lifting up the standard, cussing this devil out, that we may make it into the gate to the nobles. So that's the reason why a lot of these film directors know about us. A lot of these politicians, these higher ups, they know about us, and the elites for damn sure know who we are. And that's why you got them depicting the apostles in a negative light, and the new Mission Impossible, calling a terrorist group after the apostles.
But I love the setup. I mean, sounds like a really good movie, because the apostles sound like a good spiritual name. If you believe in the Lord, right? We'll just leave it as a blanket, title like that. But then you got the other side of the American MI forces or whatever that have to stop it, and they're called the apostles, the Christians or whatever, terrorists. That's a beautiful thing, man. This is the way he's really thinking about it. He's predictively programming your minds to start thinking on that these wacky Christians out there are terrorists. He's starting to push that into your mind now.
Or that those guys that call themselves Black Hebrew Israelites, those are terrorists.
Yeah.
So you got to make sure you put that in your mind, that anytime you see those guys out there, and they got a black Jesus sign, and they got the white Jesus with the horns on it, they got garments on.
They got beard.
They got beards on their faces. You need to put it in your mind that those guys right there, they're gonna terrorize your country. They have the incentive to bring harm to the American people.
So what they're gonna do? They're gonna stage terrorist attacks.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. They're gonna infiltrate. Yep.
When they say the word terror or terrorist, they show you all these Middle Eastern terrorists, and they all have the big beard, right? Yeah. So now when you think terrorist, you think the beard. I think I've seen something, and that was like a key word. It was like terrorist, but it had beard. It might have had turban or some shit too, and it had like bomb. Like it's fucked up, but the beard was part of it. I got another quick one. Daniel 12:1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to the same time. And at that time,
And this is letting you know that there's warfare that's getting ready to happen. The spirit is going to be on our side.
Mhm.
All right. We're going to have protection from the heavens. That's totally different than the technology of Esau. All right. The Most High controls his technology. He gave him the little power that he has, just like the Lord gave the little power that Pharaoh had, going back to ancient Egypt. The Lord can manipulate that. He can cut his power down.
And he's going to do that.
And he's going to do it. But he's going to make sure Esau has a certain level of it, so he can actually not only take out 2/3 of Israel, but also the prophecy say he's going to try to put up a fight with the Lord.
Right.
So the Lord's going to leave him a little bit of power in his hands to fight back, even though the Lord's going to dismantle his shit.
And the little bit of power is what we're talking about here, right?
Mm-hmm.
That little bit of power ain't gonna be shit to the Lord, but for you regular 2/3 niggas and peons out there, it's gonna run through you. It's gonna run. If it had not been for the spirit of the Heavenly Father and the angels and the spiritual power that will be given to the men of the Lord, we would lose.
Mm-hmm.
Just strictly on carnality.
Yeah.
Right? It says, and at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. That ain't everybody, that's the elect. That will be found in the book of life. All right.
I got some. Zechariah 12:8. In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them, that at that day shall be as David,
Yep.
and the house of David shall be as Jehovah.
It's like I gotta say this. For all this that we're talking about, unstoppable forces, you can't get sick, you can't get sleepy, you don't get tired, making all these super soldiers. But the spirit got us going into the level that the Most High is gonna have us on, because hearing these words, the problem is us reading these words every day builds our spirit up to where we believe it. Okay, our conviction in the Lord is being built up to where He's gonna have to give us this, man. We believe wholeheartedly on this thing.
And you gotta believe, brother. The elder Yasharama just did a video on that. Where you gotta believe. You gotta have your spirit gotta be that we're gonna get these powers.
Yeah.
We're gonna defeat this. We're gonna, some of the brothers are gonna defeat death.
He said you can't doubt.
You
gotta have faith without doubt.
Mm-hmm.
And so whatever we read about Esau and all his power, the regular nigga be like, damn, this nigga gonna come through and do this. We like, man, so you know what I'm gonna do to his ass? Lord willing, I get the spiritual power. Go ahead,
And the house of David shall be as a power, as the angel.
I gotta break down the David and the mighty men real quick. Those were the most vicious and royal warriors on the earth, man. There was no stopping David and his army when the Most High was behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? All right? Go ahead, bro.
As the angel of the Lord before them.
Mm-hmm.
And it shall
go ahead.
And it shall come to pass in that day that I will seek to destroy all the nations that come against Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm. Because all the other armies are going to try to fight against the angels in the heavens. They're going to try to come against us over here, whether it be with missiles, whether it be with drones, whether it be with super soldiers on the streets.
Yeah.
Chemical warfare is not going to matter. Okay?
And Esau, because he deals with the left hand, so he's dealing with the spiritual demon Satan.
Mm-hmm.
We know that he uses witchcraft. He puts spells and he knows how to put you under mind control. Those soldiers that those super soldiers, they're gonna be under the mind control of Esau, of through the spiritual demon Satan.
That's right.
He's gonna mind program them with this technology.
And
they're gonna be mind programmed to just kill, just mass murder.
Black Mirror, man. You guys, you're the truth, man. You should be watching Black Mirror.
Ooh. Second Ezra was that 16?
Yeah,
where it says that he basically ain't gonna spare. He's not gonna spare
Okay, I had Ephesians 6. Wanna read that?
No, not right now. Second Ezra's,
Sparing none.
yeah, sparing none, yeah.
Verse 71.
Yep.
I gotta start up a little
Yeah,
bit.
start up.
Um,
Was that in on what you had, bro?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
let me make sure. I gotta start up. Second Ezra 16 and 68. It says, "For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols."
Yeah.
So,
They're gonna try to get they're gonna try to get brothers to denounce the faith. They're gonna try to get you to take the mark of the beast.
Mhm.
You know, that's what they're gonna try to do, man. All right, but some brothers, they just gonna be like, nah, kill him on the spot. You know, certain brothers gonna they gonna be martyrs. Some brothers they're gonna have to die and cut, but the Lord's gonna raise them up. You know.
Hey, and it's funny when they said offered feed you, being idle, IDLE, meaning alone or solitude or off in a cell waiting type thing, with things offering the idols, IDOLS. Okay, the difference is that they gonna starve you out, and you want to eat. Well, eat this swan, eat this,
What they tried to do to was that Maccabees, Eleazar, man.
Yep.
You
That's
know,
exactly what it made me think.
it's gonna be certain instances similar to that. That this devil is gonna try to get you to denounce Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai.
Here, eat this Jello. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm clowning, but for real, trying to get you to eat that abominable foods. It says, verse 69. It says, "And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision, and in reproach, and trodden under foot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord."
It's gonna be like a revolution, but it's gonna be Esau revolting against us.
He's gonna have to bring all his troops, his military aided police forces, his super soldiers, his drones. He's gonna bring it all to the show. He's bringing it all to the forefront for this war, man.
Yep.
Right.
And another thing, he's putting these super soldiers because the local police, even some of the military, is going to be resistance from them. So he wants to have ultimate control.
Yep.
So he's going to have, he had 50,000 super soldiers. It's different than having 100,000 regular soldiers because
they still got feelings.
They still got feelings. They still have family.
Yep.
These super soldiers they're not gonna. Yeah, they're gonna do what Esau programs them to do.
Yep.
That's why that what was the name of that episode of Black Mirror?
The one with the jig.
Yeah.
He was trying to get the chip out. He got the chip out of him, and he started to resist.
Yep.
Yeah, I forget the name of the actual episode, but that was a good episode. Season 3. Yeah.
Esau got the part of just a clone.
Yeah, at this point, right?
Just a clone soldier.
No. It says, what was that? Yeah. Verse 70 again, it says, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. But, they shall be like madmen, sparing none."
They're gonna be they're gonna be nuts, man. They're gonna come down, and you just gonna see it on them, man. These guys, they don't even have a soul, man. They just want to kill.
And that's how they were in that show. That's what made me think about it.
Yeah.
They all they saw was like, you see that was a roach, or I think they call them roaches, which they look like demons. But then when his chips start malfunctioning, you could see that they were regular people. Yep. And he went back and the guy showed him who it really was. It was regular people.
Yep.
Poor. It was the poor, literally the poor, running and hiding. That wasn't a part of the system. It didn't have chips.
They show you that in that fifth wave.
Where
they had like the chip in them and it was blue or whatever, and they considered them enemies.
Yep. It says, "They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord."
Yep. And that's what they're gonna do, man. And they're gonna be kicking down all type of doors. All right, in each city. All right, going door to door. And they're gonna be pulling 2/3 niggas out. They're gonna be pulling Muslim niggas out. They're gonna be pulling pro Black Panther niggas out.
Christian radicals.
Yeah, you know.
World Star niggas out.
Oh, they're gonna be pulling all these kind of niggas out there, man. You Black Lives Matter niggas out. You gun-toting activists, gun activists, they're gonna go after you.
Black guns matter.
Yeah. Yep. But ultimately, they're gonna come for us too.
Really,
Really, it's gonna be an all-out persecution on Israel.
Yep.
All right.
Facial recognition software gonna be somehow into the whole thing. They're using it now. Small, in the airports and certain casinos and stuff. But like now, they'll just run your ID. What he got on it? Oh, he's tied into this. He's with this faction. He's with these people. He's known to be. We ran him when he was over there with the Hebrew Israelites. Okay, let's get it. Let's take him in. You know, they gonna bring all that. And the only protection you have is through the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shah. Okay, if he has chosen you, all right.
Yeah.
That's important for you to know and to understand. And that's what brought me into the truth. That I was like, what the hell I'm gonna do? I can't escape the shit that's about to go down. I need the Lord. Yeah, we all gotta go for the judgment seat and through the terror of the Lord, we persuade man.
Yeah, you can read some more.
It's back in the article. This is not the first time the U.S. Department of Defense has engaged in science fiction type studies in order to devise a way to control people with special interrogation techniques. The CIA established Project Bluebird.
But it said what?
The CIA
enhanced
Interrogation
techniques.
Yeah.
Basically torture.
Yep.
That's what that means. Torture.
Hey, when you watch for all you Jakes that watch this, go ahead and watch First 48. When they bring somebody in, you should watch what they do. They bring you in, they have, Jake wear t-shirts and white beaters and shit. They will sit your ass in there for hours.
Cold ass room.
3 hours, freezing cold ass room, no soda, no food, no cigarette, no nothing. Just in there freezing. Jake be all inside, they clothes and shit, all like this. Then, breaking them down.
Yeah.
That's part of it. That's part of the interrogation tactic, And then finally, you ready to talk? All right, man, tell us what you know. They skip all that footage, but they in there sitting there for a long ass time breaking Jake down. And now they want the answers.
That's what they do, and it's all psychological, man. It's a mind thing with them. And they apply that pain to you. It's really to psychologically mess you up. Yeah. They get you to comply, to break you, man.
Yeah.
All right, and going to this Revelation 2:10, it says, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer." And this is for the Akim. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried, and you shall have tribulation 10 days.
Hey, because if they kill you, you got a fast way ticket to the honor of a martyr. If you die in the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shah. If you got to go through this process, man, you got to hold strong and prove that you deserve to be of the elect, man. Go ahead.
Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life.
That's how you do it. Be thou faithful. Hey, what did he also say? What did he also say? Don't think what you should say, for I will put the words in you.
Yeah.
In that hour of what you shall speak.
Yep.
But you got to be tapped into the spirit already. Yeah. You can't be like, well, my mama said, man, you got to be in the spirit in that moment. Understanding the moment, understanding what you're into.
Trying to be in the spirit of Yahweh Shai when he was being interrogated by the Romans and the chief priests. When they were trying to condemn him before Pilate, you got to be in that same spirit, man.
And being in the spirit is not something you can just turn on. Like, okay, I'm getting persecuted. Let me turn on. No, yeah. You got to be in the spirit. You got to be doing the work. You got to fear the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shemel Shah. You just it's like I'm catching persecution. Let me call on the name. Right. The Most High ain't dealing with you.
You've been in the spirit of a nigga.
Yeah.
Exactly. Leads up to that.
You know the
when
name.
you got some kind of, when you call on a name, but you still got doubt in the back of your
Yeah,
mind.
yeah.
Right.
You know. Yeah. You
And
know?
reading and doing this work, man, and you know,
That builds your spirit.
watching these prophecies build your spirit
Uh.
to where you gonna be the spirit, you know, in the mind of that as often as possible.
Yeah, prayer, man.
Yeah.
Pray for more
Prayer,
faith, man. More faith. Man.
If you're not in the spirit, you have no idea of these things that's going to befall you in these latter days. You know. Back to the article. The CIA established Project Bluebird in 1950, doing over 7,000 U.S. military personnel with LSD without their knowledge or consent. Military personnel suffered for years after the experiments, with over 1,000 participants suffering from mental health issues and illnesses like epilepsy. Many tried to commit suicide. Operation Sea Spray saw the Navy douse the unsuspecting citizens of San Francisco with a previously thought harmless bacteria in a secret experiment in 1950. That's same thing's going to happen now, but on a larger scale by the CDC.
Yeah.
All right, rare.
Because he's coming with all forms of the sword, not just guns.
Right.
He has a bio warfare, man. He wants to release all type of deadly viruses and diseases with no cures. You know, these are all different forms of the sword, man. That he has planned out. That he's done a lot of studies and researches. All right. And it tells you in Psalms the 64th chapter that the heart is deep, man. They do a diligent search.
Washington,
you know. So these devils, they know what time it is, man. All right. And they even play out certain scenarios of whenever they get ready to release these things, they show reality of it through simulators, man.
Yeah.
and they
Showing how the public will react if they was to release some type of virus that has the capability of wiping out hundreds of millions of people, you know.
like say it's airborne, and they'll show you the map and how it's going to spread like wildfire
Yeah.
from state to state, you know, until it covers the area that they want to cover.
Yeah, from how long it'll take to go from epidemic to pandemic.
Yeah.
You know, they got human trials on just fucking probably some bones or some shit. You know, experimenting their fucking diseases on them.
They experiment guys in jail.
Yeah.
The Senate subcommittee hearing in 1977, the Army revealed that 239 open air tests were conducted on the public between 1949 and 1969.
Yeah.
All those documents were classified at the time, but the new experiments, it said, will not actually involve human beings, only simulators that will come out of
Simulators.
Yeah, you just said that. Kind of spirit. What will come out of it through it is unknown. So that was the end of the story.
Yeah. And that technology, that's part of his sword. That's how he can do all these things, man. The Lord gave him that ability. So really, Esau is going to play the plagues that the Most High is going to bring upon his place. He's going to use Esau, all right, to bring forth a lot of that. Get Revelation 6 and 4 real quick.
Revelation chapter 6, verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon.
The Most High gave him the power. That red horse, that's talking about Esau. Edom, red, Adawam.
Yeah.
Okay? He gave him the power that he has right now. The power to be able to wage war, man. He has the money, he has the resources to declare war with whoever, whenever, however. All right? He has the means to do that, man. That's why he keeps putting money into his military. Go ahead.
And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
Now you know goddamn well, as long as Esau is in power, there'll never be peace. Ever. since he's been in rulership, there's never been peace on the planet.
Yeah.
All right? Never. Go ahead.
To take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and they were given unto him a great sword.
They're going back to the beginning. What was his blessing? The sword. All right? And he puts his full trust in that sword, man. He thinks that he's going to use this sword to take back the birthright.
That's right.
You know? But he failed to understand that the Most High was the one who gave him that sword. So the Lord's getting ready to come back, and he's gonna, all right, you can use your sword, but I'm gonna mean a damn thing.
Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue
Forever.
But there's a counter scripture to that, right? He have appointed them bounds that they cannot cross. You know, Esau don't know that part. You don't realize that, you know, you're making plans like your rule ain't for a set amount of time. You know what the prophecies say. You've done a diligent study on these scriptures, but you still think you're gonna last forever. But there's a appointed time that you can't cross. Once that day is up, you're out of there, buddy.
Yeah, and that's what angers him, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the fact that we keep on reminding him, the prophet, the servants, the prophets keep reminding him that, hey, man, your time is running out. Yeah. We got next after you. You know you got a few seconds left, right? You know that, right?
Yeah.
You know your time is almost up. You know we got next, right? And that's bringing more agitation to him, which is adding to his anger, which he already has that natural hatred, that perpetual hatred, that hostility between the seed, the serpent and the woman. You know. So that's why he wants to come after us. Like we gotta silence those guys, man. You know. So hey, you know. Matter of fact, what you just quoted. Let me get that real quick. This is this is Job 14:5. It says, "Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed."
Because there's an ending date. Because if Most High didn't give him an appointed time to go down, this dude would eradicate the earth, man. Even himself in the process. Go ahead, bro.
Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
Yep.
I got another quick one. Job 21:21, it says, "For what pleasure hath he in his house after him, when the number of his months is cut off in the midst?"
Yeah, what kind of joy? That's why you don't let every man for himself. That's why there's beef between Esau and Esau, Amalek and the rest of the dukes of Esau. You know, they're mad because you don't want to share the top spot. You know, and so now the whole reign of your nation is over, and you ain't really shared it enough. And so now you got beef, and it's gonna help bring you down.
And like that scripture in Ecclesiastes, where it says, "Better is the end of a thing than the beginning." Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, man. We done served our time. We already did the iniquity of Jacob is finally accomplished.
Our punishment is over, man. We out. We feel like what's his name from 48 Hours from Eddie Murphy. With the Eddie Murphy character, you know, he was like Reggie Hammond. Yeah. It's Reggie Hammond. I'm getting out. That's how we feel. Like we finally get out of prison, man. Real quick, 2nd Ezra 6. I'll read straight to the point. I guess I got to read 7, 8, right? An alarm clock go off. He's like, oh shit, I only got a few minutes. Let me hurry up and gather up everything I got and do everything. I'm rushing and I'm doing this. I'm doing 2 things, multitasking. That's just man. Yeah.
Power to fight against the remnant of the seed, man. You know. So you got 144,000 Hancocks and Luke Cages and stuff like that. Why not create super soldiers? He told us to be of good cheer. When Yahushua told his disciples that we get ready to go through tribulation, he said, hey, but be of good cheer. I overcame. I overcame the world.
I was just going to bring that up when I was thinking about the topic. What do we have to fear? Because we already, with death, because we don't even have to fear death, because our Lord, who is our master, and servant is not greater than the master, but if we the heir, we're joint heirs with him. He got the victory over death. We'll get the victory over death.
He said we would do greater than him.
Yeah, that's right. Isaiah 41, I'm going to read verse 10. It says, fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy power. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee.
See, just like how Esau is trying to strengthen his soldiers, we his soldiers. We the Most High soldiers.
Right.
All right? We're the soldiers of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. The tabernacle of David.
Mm-hmm.
All right? The Lord has his ground troops, which is the tabernacle of David. And he got his angels in the heavens, which is his heavenly troops. That's his Air Force he's coming back with, man. And you see Esau's, his Air Force can't fuck with the chariots.
Right.
All right? They be trying to give chase, and they be looking, the angels be having them looking confounded up there, man. They don't know what the hell is going on up there. Still trying to figure it out. Go ahead, huh?
So, yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. Behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. With all your strength and your might and your super soldiers and all your technology, you're going to still get ashamed and confounded. It says, they shall be as nothing, and they that strive with thee shall perish.
Yep. That's on a spiritual level too.
Right.
Even those that are like that's coming up against us, you know, as far as trying to combat us in the doctrine, our scoffers and our scorners, you know, these loony, wacky-tacky Christians that are set up by Esau, like Vocab and all them. Those are agents, man. They're going to be confounded too.
Right.
When the Lord finally endows with that spirit, they can't even question
That's why they keep
if we're the people or we're the men of the Lord, man.
Yep.
They gonna see it before their very eyes, man. Before they die.
Like it says in the Wisdom Psalm, this is he who we had sometimes in the vision.
Yep.
You know. Anyway, It says, "Thou shalt seek them, and shall not find them." Yeah. It says, "Even them that contend with thee, they that war against thee, shall be as nothing."
They shall be as nothing. Why? Because the spirit, the weapons of our warfare is not carnal.
Right.
It's heavenly.
Right.
It's divine, man. All right. We ain't got no pistols and AK-47s and Tech 9s. All right, Mac 11s and AR-15s. No, we that's not what we're gonna put our trust in, man.
Was you there when that lady? You don't know you was there. The old Judite lady said, "I got my weapon. Y'all armed over here. I got my gun too." Like what? She wasn't a person. We was like, "Hey," she pulled out a Bible with a pistol on it. She said, "I'm armed and ready."
Yeah.
You know, this is our warfare. This keeps us in the spirit and gets us in the mind state to go against all that carnality that anybody else would come with.
Yeah.
Okay. It says, "They that war against thee shall be as nothing, and a thing of naught." Keep going, right? It says, "For I, the Lord Yahweh, thy power, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, fear not, I will help thee."
He's gonna lift up that standard.
Yep.
He's gonna be our help, man.
Right. Protect us.
All right. And remember that account? Was it I think it was Elisha. We always bring it out about how it was worried about the I think the Assyrians coming for Israel, and he said basically don't fear because it'd be more of us than it'd be of them. Meaning the forces that you have with you, they can't even see, but you actually outnumber them, and they don't even know it.
Okay.
You know?
Let me get it right quick.
Which one?
2 Kings, 6th chapter. Revelation.
Yeah, yeah.
Revelation. 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 16. And he answered, Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them.
Mm-hmm.
And Elisha prayed and said, Lord Yahweh, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw.
Open up his spiritual eye.
That's right.
Showing you how spiritual this thing is, man. Go ahead.
And behold, the mountain was full of horses, the government or the body, right? Was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha.
There was a bunch of angels surrounding Elisha.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? The elect, they're gonna have that too.
Imagine. Think if you had 20, I don't want to say killers, but say you had 20 angels ready to go around you that nobody could see but you.
Whatever you call it.
Yeah, and the Lord gave you charge over them to be like, yeah, when you need something, they got you.
Mm-hmm.
And they make sure that you succeed. And, this man Esau has no clue what he's up against, man.
Nope.
He's trying his best, but he can't. He has a block over that spiritual side of things to understand the level that this is about to go to. When we go back,
and Yahweh Shai was telling us, right now, like, because this isn't our kingdom, so we're not gonna fight you in your kingdom.
Right.
That's why we gotta wait upon the Lord. When who was it? Was it Peter? He smit that centurion.
Peter.
Yeah, he smit that ear off. Yahweh Shai healed his ear back and told Peter, hey, put that sword up, man. For he that when you live by the sword, you must perish with the sword.
Yeah, it said,
I got a legion of
I got legion of angels.
Yeah. That come down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So legion, 70-something thousand angels. And one angel can destroy the whole earth.
One angel, you just read the account and killed 185,000 Syrians. One.
Yep. So don't worry about getting carnal, man. Let Esau deal with his carnal blessing. Let him think he gonna continue to rule the planet, all right, and bully everybody into a corner and make this whole world satanic like he wanted. Because right now it is satanic, man.
Yeah.
All right, he's really fighting for Satan to reign. All right, he want everybody to be messed up and bugged out, to not have any type of structure, order, standards, righteousness. He doesn't want none of that on the planet, man. That's how he wants his world.
Chaotic.
Just chaotic, basically against what the Most High intended for the planet.
Right.
All right. So that's why the Lord is coming back to beat the shit out of you.
Yeah. And what did he tell us? Like the brother said, don't get all carnal and wrapped up into what his energy and mind state got you doing. Be in the mind state of the Lord. What she said in Isaiah 33rd chapter, knowledge and wisdom should be the stability of thy time. We gonna see it, we ain't gonna bug out. Okay, yeah, we knew this was coming. We saw what he was about. We saw him getting super soldiers and drones and all types of newly created creatures and whatever and everything else. We see what he's doing, and we still ain't worried because there's scriptures like the one I'm reading now in Isaiah. And throughout the whole book, it's all building us up to have faith, to believe that the Lord will do what he said he's going to do. He's a rewarder of them that diligently seek him, Yep. So I should read a little more of what? Just one more verse.
Yeah.
So verse 13, for I, the Lord Yahweh, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, fear not, I will help thee. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel, I will help thee, saith the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument, having teeth. You're gonna go from victims or weak people to the strongest. Okay.
Yep.
It says, "Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shall make the hills as chaff." It's not that he's just gonna hide us away to escape all of it. He's gonna make us into extraterrestrials, man, to where we have the spiritual power in the earthly realm. Okay, and that's what's going to be able to stop this man from all his devices and things that he's trying to super soldiers and whatever else he's trying to come with. All right, it says, and beat them small, and shall make the hills as chaff. Thou shalt fan them, and the wind shall carry them away, and the whirlwind shall scatter them, and thou shalt rejoice in the Lord your house, and shall glory in the Holy One of Israel. Yeah.
That's right, man. You know, that ultimately we're gonna need the power of Yahweh Shem Shai, man. All right, we can't put our trust in our strength, our own strength. We're weak.
Yeah.
All right, we're weak in these bodies, man. We don't have any power in this flesh. All right. The only power that we actually have is the Holy Spirit, man. The understanding of His Word, and what we're doing is reading the Bible, the book. You know. So how much more when the Lord actually give us
That is in the throne judging right. Thou hast rebuked the heathen, thou hast destroyed the wicked, thou hast put out their name forever and ever, forever and ever. O thou enemy, destructions are come to a perpetual end, and thou hast destroyed cities, their memorial is perished with them. But the Lord shall endure forever. He hath prepared his throne for judgment, and he shall judge the world in righteousness. He shall minister judgment to the people in uprightness. The Lord also will be a refuge for the oppressed and refuge in times of trouble.
They that run into him is safe. His name is a strong tower, man. You know, we seek refuge in the Most High. While Yahweh Shai.
Philippians chapter 3, verse 21, who shall change our vile body that it may be fashioned like unto his glorious body. Talking about Yahweh Shai. He came back for those 40 days on earth. He's coming back with that body as well. It says, according to the working whereby he is able to is able even to subdue all things unto himself. He can manipulate the elements with spiritual power. Okay.
Yeah, I got this is Psalms 44, verse 4. It says, "Thou art my king, O power, command deliverances for Jacob. Through thee will we push down our enemies. Through thy name we will tread them under that rise up against us. For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me."
Yeah.
Meaning I don't trust in carnality. I will not trust in carnality. Right?
You gotta get that.
But thou hast saved us from our enemies, and hast put them to shame that hated us. In the Most High we boast all the day long, and praise thy name forever. Salah. All right?
Romans.
No, I'm just going back up what he was saying. We never did bring it out. 2 Corinthians, the 10th chapter.
Yeah. Go ahead.
2 Corinthians 10 and 3, it says, for though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High God, and bringeth into captivity every thought to the obedience of Yahweh Shai, and having in a readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled.
Yep. And you know, like it says, the weapons of our warfare is not carnal. See, we use the sword of the spirit to combat this devil.
Yep.
We use this word we use this word as a sword to defend the gospel, which goes against anything that exalts itself against the knowledge of the gospel of Mashiach.
Even your minds with disobedience were ready to cut you with it.
Yeah. You know, that's our warfare, man. All right. I got anything else?
Yeah.
I got Hebrews 4 and 12. Back of what you just said. For the word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit.
Those are spiritual things.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And of the joints and marrow.
Those are fleshly things,
Mhm.
because it ends up playing out in the flesh. Go ahead.
And is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart.
Yeah, man. It can even cut you mentally.
This word cuts, man. When we out there and we telling Esau his judgment, and you niggas get judgment, you 2/3. Deep down, you thinking about, you more than likely the spirit got you thinking about those words that we spoke to you on out there on the highways and byways. Some way throughout your week, through your day, you thought like, this may be the end.
We used to say, right, when we used to be on the strip, on the main part of the strip, we used to be like, man, we were on vacations.
Okay. Hell yeah.
We used to go on vacations, man.
Like I always say, how many people passed by the camp after they went down there and got gunned down?
Yeah, on the one I told. Yep.
Yeah.
Scoffing and looking at us crazy.
Two major events.
Yeah.
Hillbillies.
One night they walked by, and next thing you know, they got mowed down and shit.
Ran in the car. Yep. Like it had happened like once we left.
Yeah.
We probably wasn't.
Both events happened right after we left.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I got one soon. You got anything? Psalm 124, I'm gonna read it. It's only 8 verses. I'll read the whole thing. It says, if it had not been the Lord Yahweh who was on our side, now may Israel say, if it had not been the Lord who had been on our side when men rose up against us, then they had swallowed us up quick. When their wrath,
they mauled down through us. If the power of the Lord isn't with us, man, and the Lord's be like, hey, y'all can do whatever y'all want with these people. I don't fuck with them.
Yep.
Because the Lord can do that, man.
Yeah.
And he's done it all throughout the course of time. Every time we fucked up.
Not completely.
Yeah. Every time we fucked up with the Most High, hey, y'all nations going to get him. Go get him. You know? They being very disobedient with me. They don't trust in me. They don't obey me.
It's like Goldmouth and Eddie Murphy. Gone. All right, that's enough. Pick him up.
Man's taking enough of a beating.
Yep. That's the Most High is with us.
Yep. Yeah.
He
ultimately has mercy on us.
Still didn't get my cornbread, right? Still didn't get my birthright. Still didn't get the birthright back. It says, when their wrath was kindled against us, then the waters had overwhelmed us. The stream had gone over our soul. Then the proud waters had gone over our soul. Blessed be the Lord Yahweh, who hath not given us as a prey to their teeth. Our soul is escaped as a bird out of the snare of the fowler. The snare is broken, and we are escaped. Our help is in the name of the Lord Yahweh, who made heaven and earth.
Yep. And ultimately, he will be and saved us from our enemies when he comes back and us, man. When we get beamed up into those ships, and it tells you that our enemies beheld us when they saw us. You know, when they see the men go up in those ships, they're gonna be looking, man. Yep. And that's when they're gonna be having that guilty conscience. Like, oh, those were the men. Yep. All right, and then we're gonna get to look down and see the reward of the wicked.
Revelation 15.
You know, and guess who? At that moment, who just got the victory? Who just won?
Yep.
Not you devils. You know. So anyway, that's that's pretty much it right there. So we're gonna close out. All right. Hopefully, you brothers that tuned in were edified. You few brothers that may have watched. All right. Yeah, we in that time right now where Esau is gonna try to, he's mounting up right now. All right. The persecution is gonna come. All right. We getting ready to, we get ready to face, man. It's gonna take for brothers to have severe amount of faith, man. All right. Trust on Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All right. The Day of Atonement is coming up. we're gonna need as much appeasement from the Heavenly Father as possible, man.
Right.
All right. Be sincere, man. Humble yourself to the Most High, man. Examine yourself, judge yourself, so you don't get judged with the world. Right.
Acknowledge your offenses, man.
Con, man.
And this is when you call yourself out, you get them wiped away, man.
Yeah.
You gotta believe that.
Yeah. All right, so that's pretty much it. We're gonna give all praise, glory, and honor due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Barakakadash, that went to the elder apostles, a great millstone, and Shalom Wa Brakatham to the hopeful elect. So with that, Shalom.
Shalom.